Screaming live completely from YouTube. As you guys have supported me and subscribed, as you guys are being notified that I am live, I appreciate each and every thing that you guys have done towards the upbuilding of this channel, how you have shared the likes and how you have commented. Many of you guys, I really appreciate the things that you have done in order for me to be able to come and to speak to a lot of you guys on a bigger platform. And one of the things I want to talk about today, and I have a lot of clientele and people that come to me and they ask me a lot of questions, and a lot of those questions has to do with their spiritual journey and um, how I started and the things that they feel like I should do, they should do in order to grow spiritually. Let me put this up here a little bit. This is my Arisha. I apologize. Let me get this together. Okay, there we go. And one of the things I want to talk about in this particular live, as we're screaming, is that if they did it to me, they'll do it to you. Ashay Peter from Trinidad, thank you for joining us, my Sagittarius. Thank you for coming in this live. Now, one of the things that I want you guys to realize, and I hope you guys are actually taking this for what it is worth from me. I am an apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. My beliefs are deeply rooted in African tradition. What I want to exchange to you, sir and ma'am, is this. I have had literally, like, I am a seer. I am able to hear in the spirit. I'm able to see spirits. I'm able to discern. I have been doing it since I was a child. I have been practicing different ATRs since I was little. I've been able to operate effectively. Hey, how you doing, Nisi? Phoenix from Arizona. Ashay to you as well, darling. And one of the things that I've found in my journey that a lot of you guys do not realize why people tell you it's good to start with your ancestors, your family, and learn from spirituality. I'm just start there first. Because a lot of people will lie to you. I've had people, other readers, other practitioners in each one of these ATRs literally lie to me. And I never cared that they were lying to me because I already was taught, I already knew what I came in to do. So I took the meat and I spit out the bones, right? And one day Minister Mario said something to me that I've been thinking about oftentimes. So when we got this channel to this place, I thought that I would teach you guys. And he used to say all the time, I can't afford to do what you do. I don't have it like you have it. And I thought about how many people are being lied to or led down a rabbit's hole because they just don't know, okay? Whether you're in hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi. There's a lot of you guys that did not come up in spirituality, so there's a lot of things you don't know. You don't know to ask certain questions because you don't even know that that information is available. There are certain things you're not going to be able to recognize because it was never introduced to you. In hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Palo, there are so many different mechanisms that people use to practice. And I never went into these spiritual ATRs looking for power. I was born with the gifts I had. I've always had manifestations. And so therefore, it was easier for me to deviate from certain pitfalls. Okay? Why this is important? If somebody's willing to lie to a rich man, lie to a surgeon, a PhD degree, lie to somebody that owns the facility, you know they'll lie to you. A lot of times I wasn't considering the fact that everybody don't have what I have. Everybody doesn't have the opportunities. A lot of people don't even know that I can start a botanica tomorrow if I wanted to, because I get things wholesale because of how my business is set up. I've been going to wholesale businesses since I was a child. I was introduced to ownership and people that own their own companies and things since a child. So I have inside connections. You understand? I've been knowing lawyers and property appraisers. I mean, like, I've just been really blessed in a sense where I've been had the opportunity to be around some of the best. Everybody don't have that. So I want to talk to A lot of you guys that are out there, you don't know anybody in your family that's practicing. You don't know anybody. You're not comfortable with certain practitioners, and you don't know what to look for. You don't know what to ask for. And a lot of safeguards that my members of my church have had, because I'm able to go behind and be able to tell them what is really going on. My family members go and get readings from other people. A lot of times I send them to other people because I don't want to be the one to tell them certain things, because I don't want it to be because I said so. And they always come back and tell me what the reading was. And I'm able to determine whether that was a true reading or not, because I'm a seer. I'm able to do readings on my own. I'm able to do certain divinations on my own. So my family never really went out to get readings because they needed them, as in for that they didn't have anybody in-house. But it is so important that if you're going to start on this spiritual journey, is that you just can't look for people that sound like they know what they're talking about. You have to look for people that are able to articulate what they're doing. They're not ensnared by finances, because finances, let me tell y'all something. That's even in the church world. When people got to pay their bills, they will lie to you. When people have obligations that they can't afford and they need somebody to afford that for them, they're going to lie to you. And one of the just like in the church, fear is the biggest business of making money. In the church, prophesying. They're telling people they're going to get this, they're going to get that. I know a guy that actually lost his job based off being prophesied to that he was going to win this court case. A lot of you guys, let me tell y'all something. And I'm speaking from personal experience. So I'm not speaking about what I think I know. I'm not speaking about what I assume to know. I watch people lose marriages. I watch people lose businesses. I've actually watched people lose their life, lose their mind, just lose. Because they don't know when somebody is pulling their chain. They don't know, because when people are able to read, they can actually know that's a desire. It's just like a fish. When you put a bait on a hook, the fish is coming for the bait because it's something it wants. The rabbit is coming for the carrot because it's something. When people know your desires or what you're looking for, they can draw you into many, many, many things. And a lot of you guys, everybody worried about being cursed. Everybody worried about being hexed. I don't know why, but that's the big money thing. Everybody's not hexed. Everybody's not cursed. Sometimes you're just in a bad energy. Sometimes you have the wrong mentality. Sometimes you need to understand that in order to grow spiritually, you got to be able to trust somebody. And if you already got trust issues, sir and ma'am, it is going to be hard for you to move forward in spirituality. And if you got trust issues, you're going to be taken for a ride, because people are going to feel like, let me try to get out of them as much as I can before they walk off. When you are perceived by a spiritual practitioner as an unfaithful person. What's up, Angie, my Sagittarius? Thank you so much. When you are perceived as some people call it a frog spirit. When you hop from one practitioner to the next, or one situation, a lot of times, same thing in the world. If somebody's not, they feel like you're not going to be there with them a long time, then they're going to try to get as much money, much service out of you as possible. You want to have good character so you can attract the right people into your immediate circle. This is why I tell you guys about knowing your energy. I'm not trying to get you to do what I do. I'm telling you why I'm able to get past a lot of things. First of all, I know a lot. I do a lot. And I know what type of work it takes. Somebody cannot, what's up, Minister Mario, son of Ochosi? People cannot tell me certain things. People cannot tell me what cannot happen when I have been a front row witness of the manifestation of the power of God. Whether it is dealing with the Loas, whether it's dealing with the Palo spirits, whether it's dealing with the Nkisi. A lot of times I don't tell people all that I know. And it's not their business what I know. Because if you are doing your job, it shouldn't matter. If you change your tire correctly, you shouldn't get mad if I take it and have it evaluated by another mechanic. If you did my hair right, you shouldn't have a problem with another beautician or another barber examining your work. If you're doing a correct reading for somebody, or if you're doing a correct spell or working for somebody, it should matter to you if they have somebody else to evaluate that work. Because all those people, if they're going to tell the truth, they're going to validate you did what you said you were doing. You are manifesting for them that they're doing. Now, one of the things that my spiritual dad taught me at 13, y'all, I've been doing this a long time, at 13, because their spiritual practitioners will come behind people like me, and then they will try to take credit for workings that I manifested for the person. These are what we call piggyback. A lot of you guys don't know that everybody cannot manifest wealth. Everybody cannot manifest healing. Just because somebody able to read don't mean they can be able to manifest. Y'all, you don't know that. There are certain people that do not have working spirits. They have spirits of divination, so they're able to prophesy. They may be able to do readings, but they cannot do spell work. They don't have them type of ancestors. They don't have those type of spirits with them. Everybody cannot do protection work because everybody does not have warriors. In order to do protection work, you have to have very strong spirits. You have to have strong ancestors. You have to have a strong mind, because you have to protect these people mentally, emotionally, and physically. And if you don't have those spirits, how can you? Doing incantations, doing prayers, doing none of that stuff matters. And let me explain something to y'all. The spiritual community, it is a business. People are trying to make money in a lifestyle. They can call it tithe and offering. They can call it offering. They can call it donations. They can call it libation. You call it whatever, but there's currency being exchanged. And when you're in a business, that's where you get the cutthroat. That's why some practitioners lie on other practitioners or undermine them, or you don't need to work with that person. See, a lot of y'all don't know it's the same thing in the dating pool. Oh, she a hoe. He's a gay. She this, he that. Because they don't want you to get in a relationship, because they ain't in a relationship. The same head games people play in with carnal things, they do it in the spiritual community. But a lot of you guys don't have certain foundation, and so therefore you don't know what to look for, what to listen to. Because a lot of times people saying something to me, I just ignore it. Because I already know what I'm doing. I already know what I'm after, okay? But I'm finding out that a lot of you guys are being taken. I had somebody, it upset me, but cheaper does not mean better. And neither does paying more money means better. Quality of work is what's important. You want somebody that has your best interest at heart. Now let me explain this. What I mean by best interest at heart. Because a lot of y'all think because people say, hey, baby, and they cut. Some people cuss you out, some people don't. I want you to understand the concept of spirituality. My spiritual dad told me this. He said, if they do not accept you as family, then you have to take whatever they say and do it with a grain of salt. I mean by this. There are certain clients, there are certain members of my church that even if they didn't have money and they didn't have certain things, I'm still going to move for them. What's up, Sister Jackie? Taurus in the house. Everything is not about money to me, but everything, when you come to spirituality, you have to have resources. And if people are in situations where I know that they have been good to me, then I'm going to extend my ashe or my spirituality to them in order to help them. Everybody's not going to do that because it's their relationship with you are transactional. Okay? I know when somebody just after money with me. I know when somebody genuinely cares about me. I know when somebody sees an opportunity with me. I know all these things because I was taught very, very young. A lot of y'all didn't grow up with that. So therefore, just like you picked the wrong men and women in your life, you also picked the wrong type of spiritual people in your life. If you got bad decision making skills, it doesn't matter what. You're going to pick the wrong job. You're going to pick the wrong car because you don't know what to look for. I want to give you some things to pay attention to. I want to give you opportunities that if you really want to grow and develop, then these are some of the things that I am aware of that I want to share with you. I want you to pay attention to how they view life. Perception is everything. If everybody is an enemy, you don't want to work with that person. Because everybody ain't your enemy, because everybody don't know you. Everybody not trying to take you down, because everybody don't have a vested interest in seeing you down. You cannot have an enemy conscious practitioner, because they're going to have you always looking at everybody and everything as an enemy. That means you're going to constantly be spending money and energy fighting somebody. And that's not what life's about. All of these ATRs, every single one that I've been initiated in, every one that I have practiced, are talking about evolution of the soul. They're talking about expanding your energies, and so therefore you can evolve into a higher being, okay? In your godhood. Becoming an avatar, becoming ascended master. All of these are the great things. Going to different dimensions in the spirit world, manifested on earth, okay? If that ain't what you're doing, and you spending all your time and money trying to get money, trying to get love, trying to get a house, trying to get a job, trying to get a business, then you're really not evolving, because most of your energy is going, and these people are going to always get you. As long as you are looking for those things, they're going to always be able to get you to spend money. If they get you to believe somebody's trying to curse you or somebody's trying to destroy you, they're going to get you to make insane decisions. A lot of times, one of the things I do with people, I slow them down. Even if I see that they're being attacked, I figure out, okay, what degree are they being attacked? All right, Natasha Foster. I received my wonderful. Oh, you got your pack good, baby. Thank you, my Aquarius from North Carolina. All right, let me tell y'all guys something. It is important for you to go into this with the right reason and right motive. Hello, Calvina, my Cancer. The reason why I'm doing these lives, and especially these type of lives, because I want you to understand. If you go into it with the right reason, you're going to draw the right people into your life. And when people see that you mean well and you ain't trying to get something for nothing, people don't mind. Because I go into stuff, I don't never have those problems. And if somebody want to charge me something, whether let me say this, I've literally overpaid for stuff to support other people, when I could go and get it a lot cheaper from the same place, because I have that kind of assets. It's not about what I can get out of you. When I say I want to support you, I support you, even if I could go and get it cheaper. You understand? That's what type of person I am, because I want people to support me. If it's all about what we can get cheaper or who we can get to do it for a lesser cost, then we all ain't gonna get nowhere in life, okay? I want you to understand, energy out, energy in. You give abundantly, you reap abundantly. Do not be out here thinking that you can just, somebody's going to give you a reading and then they're going to fix all of your problems, giving their time to your situation for nothing. If they're charging you, let me say, they're charging you $200. If they're charging you $100, they're not doing much for you. I'm going to say that again. If you have all of these problems, if I got to get my roof done and they say they're going to charge me $500, how can they afford to do my roof, my whole roof, for $500? That means they ain't got the tools, they're going to have steps somewhere. You want to pay for what type of service? When I go to the BMW dealership, they give us cars when they doing, if I got to get my oil changed and I got to leave my car, they give me a courtesy car. I pay for that type of service. We don't have to pay for our drinks. They cater to their clientele. That's why they charge. You want to be in an environment where resources are being given, where they can afford not to lie to you. They can afford not to deceive you. And if something like some of my clientele tell me, say, "Oh, Apostle Eli, I didn't get certain things," I send them extra. I do extra for my clientele because they invest in me like that. Good evening, Brother Johnny. How you doing? Let me tell y'all something. Longevity is real success. When people find you, that you are a type of person that is going to be constantly jumping from practitioner to practitioner. It's no different in a relationship. Why should a man marry you when you from one man to the next? Whether you gay, straight, or bi. Why should a man commit to you when you are not there? Yes, he does. He is a man of his word. That's all right. Thank you, Natasha Foster. Let me say this. As you grow, do not go out here and put unrealistic expectations, okay? Let me explain where I'm coming from. A real practitioner of any of these ATRs, if they are designing their products, it takes time. It is no different if a woman is cooking a meal from scratch, or a man, because we know some men are very good at cooking. If you are cooking from scratch, or you're preparing those candles, or those veves, or those gree bags, or those mojo bags, whatever you do, right? That stuff takes time. To empower those things, it takes time, right? You cannot be in a rush for your product if you want it done right, correct? If you want your hair done right, you don't want your beautician rushing through your head. If you don't want your car to be messed up, you don't want your mechanic to rush through the process. I know that we live in a society that everybody want everything snap, crackle, and pop. Sir and ma'am, that is, if you want things done correctly, you got to understand things have to operate in a phase. And any practitioner that is rushing out doing certain things, a lot of the stuff that I have done when I'm on vacation, I prepare a lot of my stuff ahead of time because I'm always on the go. Y'all get that? If people try to get things over on me, what do you think they're gonna do with you? A lot of you guys, when you hear me say, study to show yourself approved, you don't want to listen, do you? So you get in things and you lack certain knowledge. So therefore, you don't know the proper questions to ask. You don't know what things you need to be doing. People give you products. Let me give you an example. I got this Pisces candle here, right? The candle is blue and green with a hint of yellow. Because I know that Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and I know Pisces is ruled by Neptune, I know how to fix this candle, but I'm also a Sagittarius. My rising sign is also Pisces. I know how to invoke the energy in order to manifest. Now, I also need to know what is it that this person desires to come to pass in their life. Can I bring the positive energy in order to manifest that energy? I got to have the ability to manifest this stuff in people's life. Some of these people out here, they cannot bring this stuff to pass. Y'all just right here, throw me a card. Am I gonna marry John? Am I gonna marry Bartholomew? Am I gonna get this? Am I gonna get that? That's not really how this goes. Because let me explain why. You have the power as a man or woman to change your mind. I can tell you, you can get that job right there. But if you decide you don't want that job, that'll never come to pass. I can tell you, you're going to get healed. But if you continue in the bad habits you have, you will never get healed. But I can see that you have the potential of being healed. When you have the power to hinder your own self, then that changes your direction. A lot of you guys understand there are certain things that are going to happen regardless. And there's other things that are not going to come to pass unless you want them to come to pass. Relationships are not going to last if you're not willing to do the work. Businesses are not going to prosper if you're not going to be willing to do the work. You're not going to keep your clientele base if you're not willing to do the proper, be integral, actually have good products, actually stand behind your products, actually communicate with your clientele base, actually give them real things to base their expectations off. Everybody not trying to do these things. So when I came on today, I came on with the expectation of you understanding. People are going to lie to you. People are going to try to make a profit. And Apostle still, that don't bother me. What bothers me, as much as I warn you guys about studying, as much as I warn you guys about knowing them by the fruit they bear, as much, thank you, Brother Johnny, for the love offering. As much as I go out my way to try to get many of you guys to be sober-minded, and be willing. If you're not ready to do certain ceremonies, then don't do them. If you're not willing to commit, then don't get involved. If you're not willing to put your money where your mouth is, don't waste nobody's time, because this is how a lot of you guys get taken for a ride. If you get into these ATR trying to compete with somebody else, you're going to get taken for a ride. I'm telling you. Being competitive only makes you veer off your path. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it for the right reason. If whatever you're trying to manifest, make sure that is what you're willing to work for, maintain. A lot of times when it comes down to spirituality, what people don't get, the reason why you support people that you trust is because the more people that are out here in these ATRs that you can trust, the better the image is going to be. When people are willing to do anything for money, sir and ma'am, remember, if you can pay me to hurt her or him, then they can pay me to hurt you. People with no morals and values, that's what it is. So don't say, oh, I can't believe people are doing that. No, because everybody's not ethical in none of these ATRs. I don't care. There's people that got morals in every one of these ATRs, and there's also people that have no morals. And depending on what type of person you are, depending on what type of person you're attracted to. If you love wisdom, you love knowledge and understanding, you're going to be attracted to those type of people. If you're about that foolishness, you're about backbiting, you're going to be attracted to those type of practitioners. End of story. You can't put that on the practitioner. You got to ask yourself real questions. Why am I attracted to that person? Why do I resonate with that person? If that person always talking about hurting people, that person always talking about getting somebody, that always talking about somebody hating on them. Life is more than just about hating on people. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing? Stop going into these ATRs expecting these people to make your life into something that you really not willing to do. Okay? Let me see what else I want to talk about. Oh. Hello, Mama Susan. Let's talk about why you continuously only do just enough. Just like in a relationship, they tell you to do what? 50-50, right? That's failing to me. If you're not fully committed, you should not be doing. If you are afraid to invest fully in your spirituality, you should not be doing it. If you are not fully willing to commit to somebody, you shouldn't be in a relationship. Every time you step in a relationship with the intention of holding back, that is the energy you're putting in the relationship. It doesn't matter whether it's spiritual or physical. It's the same energy. So therefore, the person is picking up that you holding back. So what they're going to do, energy out energy, they're going to hold back. Now you got one problem. You got two people in a relationship claiming to be fully engaged when the truth is neither one are fully engaged. And then depending on who get the most out of the relationship, the one that gets the less going to claim to be the victim. And the one that gets the most said they tried to cheat me and I got them before they got me. Do y'all understand that? That has nothing to do with hyssop, has nothing to do with lavender, has nothing to do with Congo, Palo. It has to do with your mindset when you come into these ATRs. And if people are willing to try to deceive a seer, if people are willing to try to lie to a spiritualist, if people are willing to try to finagle a business owner, then what do you think they'll do for you? And some of y'all, whether you want to hear or not, you deserve to get treated like that. Because you won't hear the wisdom I'm giving you. I don't have a reason to lie to you. And I'm going to tell you why I don't have a reason to lie to you. I'm already self-sufficient. It is more profitable to me if you become wiser, smarter, and stronger. Because in my mindset, we can do more with you stronger than you being weak. Some people only believe that they can prosper by putting their foot on other people. And therefore, if you learn up under that person, that's how you're going to conduct your spirituality. You're going to always feel like you got to take somebody down in order for you to rise to the top. That's how you're going to use your magic. You're going to always feel it like you got to hurt somebody in order for you to get healed. You're going to always feel like you got to take from somebody in order for you to get. I don't teach magic like that. I don't teach my spirituality like that. I teach people how to protect themselves from stuff like that, but that's not how I conduct myself because it's not necessary. But you're not going to learn that type of magic and spirituality from somebody that is broken, somebody that is jaded, from somebody that is just trying to survive. You don't want to learn magic like that. You want to take your time. You're going to ask questions. And you can't ask questions if you don't study. You can't pay attention to the fruit if you don't know what to look for. Okay? This is why I say that this is important. Everything in hoodoo is not about crystals. Everything in voodoo is not about conjure. Everything in Palo is not about putting somebody in a pot. Let me tell y'all something. Anything that can be done can be undone. I'm going to say that again. Anything that can be done can be undone. Now, the gist to that is if you catch it in a timely manner. Because most people, especially Americans, we believe in procrastination. We believe that we have time. Things get worse and worse over time. Now, scientifically, if you allow a spell to last longer than 21 days, every 21 days it gets stronger. It could have started out as a weak spell, but after 4 or 5 cycles of 21 days, it gets stronger. You need to know that. The reason why you should procrastinate on certain things is because it gets stronger, which means it takes more money or stronger potions or workings to break it. That ain't the practitioner's fault. If you want to procrastinate with your healing, your deliverance, your finance, whatever you got going on, sir, man, that's your prerogative. But remember this, it takes more of our energy to remove certain things, especially if you don't let something sit there over a year. Some of y'all been told certain things. Oh, I was told that last year. You still didn't do nothing. You don't have to. But remember, once you start trying to remove that, it has to be removed in layers. Because every 21 days, there's another layer of energy that has been laid on that spell. There's a layer of energy that spirit that's doing the work against you has gained. You have to try to nip stuff in the bud. Break stuff before they actually gain branches. Before it comes out of the ground. Get it at the root. But most people that are in these spiritual practices, they don't do that. I want to teach my younger babes, no matter what ATR you in, learn to address things when they are in a fragile state. Okay? Learn how to address and problem solve before things get into a chaos. Learn that it is so much cheaper to address it now than later. Learn to be around people of wisdom, people that they love the practice, and it's more important to them that the practice be honored and have integrity than them trying to get $1 or trying to be promoted or trying to be the baddest witch, baddest tata, the baddest. At the end of the day, sir and man, we all got to leave here. I don't care how strong your spirits are. I don't care how strong your protection is. You're going to leave here. Huh? Apostle Ely got to get out of here one day. It doesn't matter how strong my ancestors are. It don't matter how many incantations I know. It doesn't matter how well connected I am. You understand? So everybody here at one point or another got to leave here. Okay? My point is this, sir and ma'am. The life that God has given you. If you don't want to listen to the truth, then you're going to believe a lie and be damned. And that does not have to do with anybody but yourself. You want to take out your time, you want to research, and you want to find people that are committed to their craft. I love to watch people doing anything they love to do because they going to give 100. People that are doing stuff for ulterior motive ain't never going to be 100. They don't mind doing shortcuts. They don't mind. People that love to cook, they care about how their food tastes, and they're going to want to know how you feel about their food. The same thing when it comes to spirituality. When they are really into their conjure, they're going to be asking you questions. After my consultation, I'm always asking, what did you get out of it? When I preach, what did you learn? I love what I do, and I want to make sure people are growing. I want to make sure that you're putting the time in. Minister Mari said, I'm glad God allowed you to be my teacher. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for that, son of a chosen. You can grow steady and consistent versus trying to skip steps. Let me explain it to you like this. In kindergarten, they taught you about colors. They taught you about drawing inside the line. Even though you get into college, you're still going to need that. Everything you build on or learn, you should be able to build on that same concept. And if you're not taking out the time to actually learn the foundation of the elements, all you newbies know what the elements are: air, fire, earth, and water. Your air sign, water sign, fire sign, earth sign. That stuff is important. I don't care what you practice. If you don't understand those energies, then you're not going to understand how to manifest. No spirit, doesn't matter what entity it is, in order to operate on this earth plane, they have to manifest themselves through nature. And if you don't understand how nature moves, you got to understand, how does that plant grow? Because that's how the energy going to flow. How does that tree grow? Because that's how the energy going to flow. How does that water move? Because that's how that energy goes. That's why that stuff is important. And it doesn't matter if it's in voodoo. It doesn't matter if it's in Santeria. It doesn't matter if it's in Palo. You got to know how nature moves. And so therefore, ancestors, Orishas, the Apollo spirits, all the angels, they all have to come through nature to get to this world. They all have to manifest and communicate with us through the astral realm. This is why I still to this day burn incense. Incense affects the astral world. It makes it conducive for your spirits to communicate freely. I don't know why people don't burn incense. It's all through the Bible. In every ATR, they burn incense. They burn resin. They call it resin. They use different terms, but they burn an incense. Because it's about creating the atmosphere so the spirit can come in and habitate in that vibration comfortably. You want to make it comfortable for a certain spirit of prosperity or healing. In my house, I create certain vortexes so the spirit can come and habitate comfortably, and then the spirits want to be in my presence, because I make the atmosphere conducive to the world that they live in, parallel to my world. That makes sense? When you're not doing all those kind of things and you're not being consistent, sir and ma'am, this is why a lot of you guys mess up. You break the connection. Mama Susan will tell you sometimes we talking on the phone. And certain times, the phone call will just drop. Ain't nothing wrong with her phone. Ain't nothing wrong with my phone. You know what it is? Sometimes there are other signals that are going on that intercept your signal, and y'all break connection. Sometimes in the midst of you meditating, somebody may say something, the phone may ring, and it break your connection. But you got to know how to call back. You got to know how to reconnect. You understand? All this is the same concept. And you're not taking out time to learn. When I start doing my classes, they're not going to be cheap. When I start they're not going to be, because I'm going to give you stuff that's going to change your generation if you apply. I'm going to be teaching you things that are literally going to be able to utilize if you're willing to put the work in. I see people all the time. They'll say, "Oh, I went to that gym and they did nothing for me." That's right. You're absolutely right. You went to that gym. You didn't go to that gym to get a trainer, because you already knew when you went to that gym, you did not understand the equipment there. And you were not willing to pay a trainer to teach you how to use that machine to help your body. When you're not willing to invest in the right type of people to help you learn how to utilize these tools, whether you got your pots, whether you got talisman, whether you got candles, whether you got incense, whatever it is, you need a trainer so you can know how to use your particular energy in order to use that particular tool to get the most out of that, to get what you're looking for. But you don't want to do that. So you come to the gym, you get on stuff that you don't understand, and sometimes in the process you hurt yourself. Same thing with these spiritual tools. I've been practicing with the 6 and 7 books of Moses since I was 13 years old. I was reading it a little bit before, but my spiritual dad taught me how to work this 6 and 7 books of Moses. A lot of people that don't know that about me, okay? I would F you up. Like, I'm just being real, okay? But that ain't what I practice. I don't go around doing that. I'm trying to show you there are so many different ways to channel energy. And you got to make sure that you got somebody say, okay, if I'm going to practice with a particular Orisha, you shouldn't be practicing with Orisha, an angel, or nothing. When you don't know your energy, you shouldn't be practicing with no ancestor or nothing. Because once you learn your energy, then you're going to learn your ancestor energy. Then you're going to learn the spirit that your ancestors. You see what I'm saying? It all builds on. The more you learn about you, the more you know about God. The more you learn about you, the more you know about your ancestors. The more you know about you, the more you learn about the universe. That is the study of Egyptology. They understood the universe by understanding themselves because they come from the universe. The more you understand your inner world, you understand your outer world. But you're not trying to take out no time. Or everything got to be about this and be about that. And to be about, oh, I want to. No, slow down. Understand why you came to this earth as a Gemini. Understand why you came to this earth as a Cancer. You chose. Your soul deliberately chose the people, the places, and the things, and the experience. Your job is to figure out why. Once you figure out that, you will know what to work with. You will know what to pray for. You'll know who to associate with. And you'll know how to go with any and everybody. When you're supporting something, y'all, it is not lip service. It is not a situation where you're saying, oh, I'm just giving. No, you can't look at it like that. The longer you keep looking at it like that, the longer you're going to hinder yourself. It is more important to me, somebody to teach me how to fish than somebody to fix me a fish sandwich. I try to teach people about themselves and they think I ain't teaching them magic. You are the magic. You are the magic. And the more you learn about you, you learn your magic. So whether it's Obeah work, whether it's voodoo, Santeria, I understand my energy. Therefore, I understand my ancestors. And so as I unravel the kingdom within myself, the chambers within myself, the Bible said the mansion. You are a freaking universe. You are a mansion. And therefore, think about this. If you understand that, right? If you really get that concept, you know, next time when you claim to touch and agree with somebody, you realize that you are one power plant touching another power plant. So how much manifestation? The Bible said one can chase 1,000. Two can chase 10,000. That means three can chase what? 100,000. What's up, Tasha? I'm so glad to know this. Let me tell y'all something. You're not going to understand how to maximize your power and energy when you're not understanding who you are. And if somebody trying to teach you all this stuff on the outside, baby, you're not going to be able to relate to that. When you know who you are, then you're going to be able to know, you're going to be able to relate to what's on the outside of you. The more you relate, that's why they call it relationship. Relate. I relate to the spirits because I relate to me. And therefore we have a relationship. You cannot have a relationship when you can't relate. This is what we use the term resonate. Sorry, y'all. Not over my card. And so therefore, this is why I know what to do in circumstances and situations for other people, because I know what to do for myself. I understand their energy. I understand how their energy flows. Okay, no, we need to do this. We need to do this with your money instead of doing that because of your water element. You know, we need to do this with your money because you are air element. We need to do this with your money because you are earth element. We need to do this with your money because you are fire element. So now you know what kind of spirits you need to work with. Now you know what kind of oils or herbs you need to work with. Now you know whether to go to the water or to the crossroad. That's why certain people are stronger in certain things than others. Let me say this again. If you truly serve ma'am, are trying to grow, number one, learn yourself. Number two, understand that nothing that exists on the outside does not exist on the inside. And number three, you need to understand it's a collective. We are a collective conscience. We are one soul that has been split up, living and having different experiences. Huh? You done been a man at one time. You done been a woman at one time. You done been an animal. That's why we have what they call totems. You are connected to so many different things that you have not even tapped into. But you can't learn any of that Because you're not taking out time for self. You think that all spirituality is about you conjuring and summoning stuff. Why are you summoning stuff in your life? You don't even know enough about your own life. But you don't want to hear this. This is why I tell people, you cannot learn up under me unless you watch Karate Kid. And don't mean you're going to understand it, but when I start talking, when I say I'm Miyagi and you Daniel's son, because a lot of you guys going to feel used. You're going to feel like, oh, he's not teaching me spiritual. Look, all he got me doing is washing his car, painting his fence, waxing his car, sanding the floor, because you don't really understand spirituality. There's a parallel dimension beside every physical action, because everything is energy. And if you can't learn what God is doing on your job, how are you going to learn what God is doing in a business? If you cannot learn what God is doing in your family, how are you going to learn what God is doing in your elate? Make it make sense. If you don't understand the concept of mother and father in your household, how are you going to understand the concept of masculine energy and feminine energy when it comes to spirituality? I'm showing you right now why even people, as much as I know, as much as I have access to, people are still trying me. So if they'll try Apostle Ely and he keep warning me to study, then I need to study. I remember my grandmother she was coming down the road and she was saying, she was telling her children this, why y'all laying on y'all asses and you ain't got a pot to piss in and a little bit to shove it under? Have you ever asked the question, why is the person with the power, the knowledge, the wisdom, understand, they doing all that and they doing the most, but I don't think I need to do the most? And I'm the one, I don't have health issues, but I constantly pray for my healing and my health. I constantly take herbs, vitamins, I exercise. I literally take care of myself, even though I don't have health problems. You got health problems and you don't take vitamins, you don't take herbs, and you don't exercise. That don't make no sense. I don't have your financial situation, but I still learn how I'm a good steward over what God has blessed me with. And you, sir and ma'am, got financial problems and got the nerve not to be burning money incense. Make it make sense. If you want to avoid issues in your life, then you got to start understanding you are more than a physical body. And then when you start doing your work, then you will start connecting yourself to the people. Let me tell y'all something like this. Every graveyard, because I got to explain something to you. Every cemetery, depending on the type of people that were buried there, carries a different energy. So therefore, every graveyard has a different manifestation based off of the energy and spirits it have, right? The same is true when it comes to land, right? Land mass. If you go to Trinidad, if you go to Haiti, if you go to New Zealand, depending on what type of people that has cultivated that land is what type of energy that exists in that land. So when we go to different spaces and different spots, we're tapping into the ashe or the energy of said land. Or if we go to a rainforest or we go to the desert, depending on what is going on in that environment is the reason why we go to that energy. Even you can do ceremonial work at a garbage place. You can throw people's life to the trash. Because you can go to the landfill and put that stuff. You can go to the sewage place and put people in nothing but shit. Because that's all in that space. But you also are attaching your energy signature, because that's another thing they're not telling y'all, babes. Whether you're doing good, prosperity, or you trying to hurt somebody, justified, unjust, you are still tied to that work. You are still tied to that spell. You need to understand that you are the generator of that blessing or that curse. Let me say it again. You are the generator, the energy, the ashe, the battery, the focal point, the vortex of that particular working or spell. So if you don't want that energy coming back to you, make a decision before you do it. That's all I'm saying. I hope this is helping. I can give you some books that you guys can get, but I feel once again before you get into the books. Learn your astrology. Learn your energy. Learn the energy in your bloodline. What type of ancestors do you have? What type of family members? And all this time, I don't know all of my family. You don't need to know all of them. You just need to know a few. Because all you need to contact is one ancestor. And that ancestor will contact the rest. You don't need but one ancestor. Some of y'all think this is not as long as you got the blood inside your body, we can contact your ancestors. Natasha's author said this helps tremendously. Some things you cannot do on your own. I'm going to say this again. Some things you don't want to do on your own. You don't, something this sacred, something this important. You're dealing with your soul. I'm not interested in your ATR. I'm talking about you're dealing with your life force energy. You should have somebody that you trust that is going to give you the correct information. And you as an adult man or woman, then you start making the necessary investments in self so you can evolve. Stop coming into this spirituality trying to be the X-Men or trying to be the Super Friends or trying to be the next sensation or the next diva. Cut it out. This is a lifestyle. This is when I feel like it. This is when I don't feel like it. This is when I'm feeling good in my body. This is when I'm not feeling good in my body. This is when my money is long. This is when my money is shout. This is when everybody's saying, praise the Lord, Apostle Eli. You doing that. This is what that mother sucker, he ain't shaking and shocking. This ain't got nothing to do with the outside. What's up, Monique 444? Cancer up in here. The process, when you study up under me, when we get ready to do our initiations, when we get to do our classes, when we get ready to do certain things, because I'm going to be able to show you guys how to set up certain things. I'm going to be able to give you guys an opportunity to practice real hoodoo, real voodoo, real Santeria, real Lakumi, real Congo, real like manifestation, real spiritual stuff. Not Hollywood, not religion. But you got to be committed. You got to know your energy. You got to know your particular said gift. Everybody ain't meant to be a healer. We don't need everybody on planet Earth being a healer. We need some people to be clairvoyant. We don't need everybody to be able to do readings. We need somebody that be able to work in finances. We need certain people that be able to heal babies in the womb. Maybe heal animals. Everybody want to do just one or two things. When life consists of so many different other issues. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody is not meant to break curses. Can I tell you why? The amount of energy and the amount of protection you're going to need to protect yourself from the spirits that are tied to that curse and the energy and the frequency depending on how long that curse has been existing, everybody ain't got it like that. And you have no business opening up things in people's lives that you can't put down. You should never open a body as a surgeon and you can't close it up. I was always taught, do not call anything up you can't put down. If you do not understand energy and frequency and how their energy is tied to certain things, what if they are tied up in another, and like I can tie somebody up in more than one cemetery. So when you try to remove my curse, you got to go through all the spirits in each one of them cemeteries before you even get to the spirits of my ancestors or me. Sometimes I tie people curses to the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountain. Sometimes I tie people's spirit in other universes. If you don't know what you're doing, I'm telling you from somebody that do this kind of work, how you gonna undo something when you don't even know some of this stuff exists? And then you cause chaos in them people's life because now them spirits start attacking. You don't know enough. You know just enough to get you in trouble. Some people, You haven't sat up under certain people long. And let me tell you something. Blowing smoke up people's ass and telling them how great they are ain't gonna make you no more spiritual. If you don't have that kind of protection, me thinking you're a cool guy or girl ain't gonna give you no protection. You out here trying to do a reversal and don't know who you reversing on. Stop listening to these people. Make sure if you're gonna do that, that you have proper protection. I always talk about that. Make sure you have a good cleanser. Make sure that you know how to summon your ancestors. Make sure you know how to summon other spirits that can help you and protect you. Make sure you got an army to go up against who you go. All this stuff is important, but all this stuff is up here. Some of y'all don't even have the foundations on the rap. And if they would try to deceive somebody as advanced as I am, you know they're going to trick you. You don't know enough not to be tricked. You don't know enough not to be deceived. You don't know enough not to be taken down the road. And the reason why you don't know enough, because you won't take out the time to learn you. Some of y'all right now don't even know if I'm telling you the truth. It sounds good, but if you had did enough study on yourself, you would know I'm telling the absolute truth. I am being sincere. I am being real. I am being honest. And this is not a game. It's not a game. You will start understanding why certain teachings are going on. And guess what? You can sit in my class all day long. If you don't have the spirits, my spiritual dad told me this. He said, because I was 13 when I started with him. He told me, he said, if you did not have that spirit with you, I wouldn't waste my time. Because no matter what I teach you, you still wouldn't have the spirit to do it in the first place. So all these people telling you about how great and wonderful you are, if you don't have the spirit to heal nobody, nobody gonna get healed. I don't care how many herbs you know that heal people. You're not gonna be able to heal anybody because you don't have the power to do it. I don't care how many courtroom herbs you have. If you don't have spirit that know how to work with the courtroom system and know how to work with judges and prosecutors and the work that you got to do differently from a circuit court to a federal court, how you gonna get them out of trouble? How you gonna break them free? Do you got spirit that know how to break down bars? Do you have spirit that know how to bring confusion to a courtroom? Do you? No. It's so much to this, and when I start teaching, I'm gonna show you just how much you don't know. My spiritual dad told me this. He said, boy, I done forgot more than you done learned. You don't, let me tell you something. If you really growing spiritual, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you if you're on the right track. The moment you learn something, it should humble you. And your question should be, how long has this information, it's new to me, it's not new, it's new to me. So what else do I do not know? If I'm hearing something I never heard before, I'm getting an insight I never heard before. It should humble you to want to really study. Say, you know what? There may be a lot of stuff I don't know. Because if I'm hearing stuff in a certain type of way I've never heard before, then I might not know what I think I know. I might not be as deep as I think I am. You don't understand light energy. They're different spectrum. That's why we have different colors. It is understanding light. Anybody that's telling you that they only deal with light, they're lying to you, because light comes out of darkness. It's scientifically proven. The universe is more dark matter than any other. Stars are created out of the universe, which is dark matter. So any light that you have comes from your dark essence. You're 666. And if you don't understand that, how can you do real magic? How can you really heal somebody? How can you restore people back to their original state? How can you do it? And all I'm going to say this again. If sir and ma'am, if they'll do it to Apostle Samuel Ely Jr., out of all I know, out of all I'm connected to, if they will try to lie to me and I'm looking at a spirit or looking and there ain't no spirit, and they'll try me, baby, you ain't nobody to them. You better sit down, start investing in people that you can trust to actually learn and get the necessary information and do the work. Don't just get the information, do the work. Get just like that trainer, when that trainer tell you to do in that and do them 6 reps, Get on that machine and do the work. If you ain't willing to do the work, then stop playing games. Because you're going to need that strength in these spiritual streets. Huh? You're going to need to be mentally strong in these spiritual streets. You're going to have to be emotionally sound in these. You're going to need it. Because you don't know who's going to walk through that door and say, listen, I got this going on. I got 3 root workers and 1 obeah man and a conjulated on my ass. Now I got the money to pay you. Can you help me? You don't know. I never know who's going to walk through my church doors. I don't know what's attached to them, whether it was done correctly or not, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. And I have to be ready for that spirit, that energy, that vibrating frequency, so it doesn't disrupt my atmosphere. I have spiritual people that come in my atmosphere. You're not going to disrupt my energy in my house. You're not going to disrupt my energy in my church. Huh? I'll put some on your ass first. No, you're not. I'm going to run this. My spirits and my ancestors run this. This is our space. We the king and queen here. And you should be the king and queen in your dominion. But you got to know how to protect it. You got to know how to function it. And you got to, let me tell y'all something. Stop feeding your ancestors junk. Just like you feeding your body junk, that stuff that's maybe sweet to your taste, but ain't good for your body. You do the same thing with your ancestors. I feed myself nothing but the best, and I give it to my spirits and my ancestors. You want them to work. You want them to be efficient. You want them to be at optimum performance. Then you need to invest. Other than that, you playing games. And whatever happens to you, sir and ma'am, you deserve it. Huh? I didn't come over here to do, I want y'all to go visit my website. I want y'all to go over my videos and actually like my videos, because we're going to start doing some real heavy stuff in the near future. And I only want people that are resonating with me, that are really trying to learn. You can go to my website, get a booking. I need you guys that have gotten consultations with me. I need you to go and post on those, or even on my website. I think I'm gonna give a space there so you guys have testimonials, because people need to understand what I'm actually able to give them. And you got to understand, I'm not gonna rush you. I'm not gonna rush you whether you got a lot of money or you ain't got no money at all. It's about a process and making sure you get the correct. And let me tell y'all something. Everything you need, I may not have, but I know somebody that does. I don't mind bringing other people that I know gonna do right by you, but I'm also gonna pay and treat them right. So that's why stuff gonna cost money. Because if you're gonna get what you need to get, I'm gonna make sure I have the people that are gonna be able to do what needs to be done. Because I'm not a crook and I ain't hanging out with them. Okay? So my name is Apostle Ely. I hope this helped. I hope that you guys take this message for what I am intended for it to be. And I hope that you comment up under this. This is my first live actually from YouTube alone. And I want to see who's really looking for what I have to offer. Okay? My name is Apostle Ely. Thank you guys so much, and much love to each and every one of you guys. God bless.